This Shabbos is a very special one for me personally. Tomorrow, the 27th of Iyar, I commemorate the 11th Yahrtzeit of my dear father, Reb Berel Weiss OBM, who was a giant, both in Torah and Tzedakah, and a trailblazer of Jewish life here in Los Angeles and indeed the world over. This Shabbos, Parshas Bechukosai, also marks 35 years since my dear wife Ruti and I opened the doors of our Chabad house here in Sherman Oaks, California. I'd like to share a thought on the Parsha that is appropriate to both of these occasions. In the opening verse, the Torah says, Im bechukosai telechu, if you will walk, or go, in Hashem's statutes, then He will bring many blessings upon you. The word telechu, to go, seems inaccurate. We don't go in statutes, we keep them, or we observe them. It should have said, Tishmeru o tasu otam. The Hasidic masters explain that the word Bechukosai doesn't just mean statutes, it means engraved, like the Hebrew word chakika. The Torah must be engraved in you. It must become part of your essence, part of your very existence. How? Telechu, by constantly moving, never resting on your laurels or accomplishments, and always striving for higher. My father was definitely a Telechu man, both spiritually and materially. I recall getting a call from my father when he was already in his early 80s. He excitedly told me that he just started learning Tractate Eruvin, a particularly complex part of Talmud, and that he was having such pleasure from finally being able to master it. My father was also a successful pioneer in the healthcare field. A younger competitor recently told me of a conversation he had with my father a year or two before he passed away. He told my father, Reb Berel, it's time to take it easy, maybe retire. I'd like you to sell me your facilities. And my father, in his imitable great way, said, sell you? I'm looking to buy another 2,000 beds. Among the rewards that Hashem promises us, He says, V'nasati gishmeichem be'itam. I will give your rain in its proper time, the earth will give its yield, and the tree will give its fruit. Why does Hashem call it your rain and its fruit? Isn't it Hashem's rain and Hashem's fruit? The answer is true for everyone, but it becomes more profound for us personally, my wife and I, with each passing year that we serve on this beautiful shlichus. Rabbis and rebbitzins are always planting seeds. We make relationships, perform services, and give beautiful speeches, hoping for the sweetest returns. A family who begins keeping kosher, a teenager who observes Shabbos, or a child who will ultimately attend yeshiva and establish a fine Jewish home. But most times, the results aren't quick in coming. It's a slow process requiring patience and commitment. And when months turn into years, it's possible for doubt and despair to slowly creep in. So Hashem says, In bechukosai telechu, as long as you keep moving, v'nosati gishmeichem, I will make sure that you get your rain. I will make sure that you see your sweet fruit, the fruits of your labor. Wishing you and yours a Shabbat Shalom u'Mevorach, and Chazak, Chazak, v'Nis Chazek.